Aries, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for the next 10 days. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. If this one doesn't resonate, guys, definitely check out those other placements. It is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone who listens. This is going to be your recent past, what we're going to get into, your current energy, and the near future. And then once we do that, we'll get into your person's energy and your energy. I do want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's returning. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your support. If you're new, welcome, and I hope you'll stay. So I do personal readings as well. That information's in the description box below. All right, so let's get into your energy. This is for Aries. Next 10 days, please. All right. Let's see what's going on in the recent past. We have the Seven of Cups. So there's some confusion or delusion, we'll see, or maybe just a lot of options. We have the Four of Swords with the Three of Cups in reverse. In your current energy, we have the Ace of Wands, the Devil, and the Star in reverse. In the near future, we have the High Priestess, the Emperor, and the Two of Pentacles in reverse. The overall energy is the Six of Swords. So this could be a couple of different things. The first thing, of course, that I'm getting is that you're moving into what feels like a much calmer space. It could be just for that span of time. You feel like you need to get away from things so you can find a peace of mind. It's like, let's just get away from the chaos. If you need to take a little trip by yourself, or you just need to get the hole up in your house with your favorite snacks and close everybody out and turn your freaking phone off, do it. Because it feels like you need to go to a calmer place where you need to relax and then just like take a deep breath and get away from any kind of mental blockages, mental things that are happening. And that's what the swords are all about. They're about your mental state. So if you're needing a break from your brain, that's what I'm going to suggest doing. Get to that space where you can just kind of relax and shut the world out. All right, so let's look at the recent past. We have the Seven of Cups with the Four of Swords. Again, a lot of thinking, a lot of mental energy. This could be working on your mental stability. We all have times when we feel like we're a little bit unstable, and this could just be a lot of confusion around how to get things to calm down and relax. Like, it doesn't feel like a big party right now. So when these types of readings come up, I say to people, please take that time for yourself, because the confusion and or the cloudiness that you may be feeling is overthinking, over analyzing, overdoing, period. And it needs a break, because all that it's going to continue to do if you don't do that is create scenarios with, that aren't pleasant and not happy. You may not enjoy interactions with people, or it can feel like you're just not having as much fun as you usually do when you're out, and you guys are very social people. So it's important that you are fully there and present when you do. You could be having some issues with some siblings. I don't know why this is popping up, but it's only going to be for a few of you. This could be something that you just feel like needs to be taken care of. So step back a little bit. You could still feel a little bit confused. You're still, again, asking yourself, I've said it many times and I don't mean to repeat myself, but it's like being in your head about that scenario as well. So it's getting it out. Take the break for yourself and then get out whatever it is that you're thinking and feeling, and speak to whoever you need to. That's what I want to say. All right. We'll clarify that in just a moment. In the current energy, we have the Ace of Wands with the Devil and the Star in reverse. So there's a tremendous amount of toxic energy that needs to be released, whether it be yours or someone around you, something that's affecting you. There's no doubt it could be passion as well, because with the Ace of Wands, there's going to be two messages here, so bear with me. The Ace of Wands is about a new passionate beginning, but there's a lot of releasing that needs to be done before, because the Star card showing up in the reverse tells me that there's a lot of unhealed toxic energy. So if this is still in your system and you're still working through these things, starting something new and passionate can be a little bit more difficult if we're not aware of what we need to work through. And a lot of people get frustrated because they don't want to do the work. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to go through it. And I get it. It can be really frustrating. It can put you in a place where you just want to tell everybody to go F themselves. But this is necessary in order to get on the other side of it And the more we repress those things and we don't release them and or we resist the change that needs to happen, the harder we make it on ourselves. And I think that's why the devil showed up in that position. So I'm not telling you what to do. You all have free will, but it does feel like there's a lot of toxic energy here that needs to be released. So near future, High Priestess in reverse with the Emperor, and then the Two of Pentacles. So in areas of your life where you felt like there was a lot of going back and forth, maybe there were some instances that are starting to come to mind where you realized that your intuition was trying to tell you something. So what I love about this is the Emperor is right in the center of this. So it's saying that you're taking your power back. So in those circumstances where you may not have listened to your intuition, or maybe you allowed things to keep going that shouldn't have, that back and forth energy, now it's like, nope, I'm going to take my power back. I'm not going to continue to go back and forth with either a person or any situation that makes me feel like I'm not in control of myself and my own being, which is the only thing that we can ever control. So I really like that, because it's like you're saying, nope, I'm not going to deal with this toxicity. I'm going to take my power back in the near future and not let anything or anyone throw me off again. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify the Seven of Cups with the Four of Swords. You may have felt like somebody made you an option as well, which can be really painful. All right. Let's see. We have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is, to me, this is another energy. This could be somebody that had come into your life. Not that it's necessarily an immature energy. It's somebody that likes to do things from a space of, passion and not really looking at the seriousness of life necessarily. Yes, they can be serious at times, but I feel like this person probably brought that kind of passion and renewed energy into your world. But at the same time, I think it confused you because you weren't sure what it was that they were trying to do. So that's where I feel like there might have been some instability. I think there was the need to work through that particular situation. I don't sense that this person is still in your life. This may have been somebody from the past, but they could still be kind of lingering around and maybe wanting to have some kind of an interaction with you. It could just be a physical one. The little red birds, cardinals, are standing out to me. So you could be seeing red cardinals, which is just an indication that you have somebody that loves you very much that's around you when you're going through these tough times. So if you're feeling a little bit of alone when you do this, especially if you're right dead in the middle of your spiritual journey, and a lot of times we feel very alone, just know that they're showing up for you and they really are there to support you. All right, so the Four of Swords with the Three of Cups in reverse. And then we have the Devil in reverse. So there may have been some people that were in your life that you felt you needed to clear out. Maybe they were a good time and you'd have fun going out with them, but I sense that like you want to put that to bed and you don't want to carry that with you into the future. Now there's a separate energy that feels a little codependent. So those are other people. You could have just released those and you're in that beginning process and there's something else that needs to be shifted. This could also be some internal toxicity. In other words, because we're talking so much about mental stuff today, it could just be that overthinking that could feel toxic or be toxic for your body. So it's a pattern of thoughts is what I was trying to say. All right, so let's see with the Ace of Wands and the Devil. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. So as you release a lot of that and recognize that those are the patterns that are there, that helps you get rid of it. And then you have not only the Ace of Swords, so you start to renew, you start to feel a renewed sense of passion and wanting to take a step forward. Now, this is about wanting to start a new project possibly, or look for something new at work. Now, with the Page of Pentacles, I don't feel that this is something that's going to come towards you. And sometimes they do just show up in our lives. Someone could call and say, hey, there's an opening in this position. I feel like this is you needing to decide what it is that you're really passionate about and going for it. Regardless, they just said, of how much money you'll make. Yes, of course, you have to be able to pay the bills. I get that. But when you're really passionate about something and you take that step forward and you look at it like, okay, I'm starting here, the page is the very first, right? It works up to the knights and then the kings. Then I can take this step by step. Even if you're starting over like I did at 50, it's a brand new cycle for me. It's completely different. A lot of people at my age are starting over. It's just what's been happening. So it doesn't matter what age you are. This could just be a need from spirit, you know, focus on your passion so that you can have this new beginning, and looking at it from a much more youthful perspective and clearing out any of those energies or those thought patterns that were keeping you stuck in a place where you couldn't take a step forward, especially if it was a relationship that felt toxic or like you felt like you were an option to someone. That's hard. It's hard to deal with. It's really hard for not only our egos, but it's hard for us to deal with because it hurts emotionally in that moment. But that just means that there's healing to be done around self-worth. And that's not easy to hear either, depending on where you are in your journey. All right, so the Devil and the Star in reverse, we have the Seven of Wands. So you could be feeling, you know, a little bit guarded and defensive, and that's okay. We all go through processes like that. But there is definitely a push to put up proper boundaries so that you don't deal with those types of energies and heal. So, like I said, put yourself in your place, lock all the doors, shut off the lights, do whatever you got to do, and have your favorite snacks and watch a movie and just escape if you can for a day. It doesn't have to be forever, but just for a day in the next couple of weeks. All right, so let's see with the High Priestess and the Emperor. And then we have the Sun card. So in the near future, this is beautiful. It's like I take my power back where I recognize that I didn't pay attention to my intuition. It helps open up your ability to see how things can get better. And the Sun is all about things becoming better in our lives. It's like it starts to shine on you and you're like, oh, I see a glimmer of happiness coming and I can actually grab onto that. And it's real and it feels real. Okay? So then we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So if there's somebody from the past that you were hoping might come back around, this could be for some of you. I feel like this person is too focused on themselves and their own money. So if you have question about that, some of you don't care about an ex, I get that, but some of you do. In this case, I'm going to say this person is too focused on themselves and their own money and their own life, that they're not moving towards you. But this, I think, is happening for a reason. It's for you to be able to get yourself situated and take your power back in your life and realize that you make you happy first, and then happiness starts to show up all around you. And that requires a tremendous amount of healing to get to that place. All right, so let's clear this, and we're going to get into, whoever's on your mind. The person, doesn't matter if it's the person from the past, the person that you're currently with. I'll try to see if I can pick up on all the energies of each of those. Okay, this is for Aries. This is for Aries person and their energy, please. All right, so your person's energy, we have the Queen of Cups, the Strength card, great, Magician, and the Page of Cups. Somebody's very emotionally available, but just a little afraid to tell you how they feel. And then you have the Six of Cups, the Ten of Swords, the Justice in reverse, and the World in reverse. Okay, so the Seven of Wands in reverse. This is being really vulnerable. And it could be you or both of you that were vulnerable in this relationship, or it felt like you could be. This is somebody who's definitely not only emotionally available, they're very strong. You could be dealing with Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I sense a Sagittarius energy, Libra energy, and Leo for sure, as well as Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Okay, so this person's got a very strong nature. They know how to manifest what it is that they want in their life. And right now, I just don't feel like they've offered you what it is that it would take to have the relationship work out. So if you're wondering, like, how do they feel? I feel like they have love and strength, but part of me feels like they're putting that love back into themselves. So as much as I see great qualities about this person, their back is to your energy. So they could have turned away from you and started focusing on themselves, and that's why they're not coming towards you. So right now, I don't feel like they're offering anything. You may feel that way in the relationship, and it could just be that they're trying to manifest their own things. They're regaining their strength, and they're just not as focused on love. That can be really hard to deal with, especially if you're dating somebody. that's if you're dating. If you are with somebody right now, I think you understand that this is what they're going through. They just need to focus on themselves. So they just don't have a lot to give right now. I don't think it's a personal thing. I don't think it's that they don't love you. If you're with somebody, meaning you're in a committed long-term relationship, it just means that they have some things that they want to focus on for themselves. All right, your energy. 6 of Cups, the 10 of Swords, Justice in reverse in the World. So there's something that you're not able to release and let go of that was extremely painful for you. Now, is it somebody from the past? Absolutely, it feels like. So the Justice in reverse is like not getting closure or not feeling like this cycle is done. I feel like you're having trouble releasing this person. Now, if this is somebody who has turned their back on you and has decided that they're going to focus on themselves or somebody else, I can see where you're hurt. And that really sucks. Now, if you're cross-watching, this could be vice versa. It doesn't have to be, you guys know the deal. I don't have to explain that to you, at least not to everybody. There are some new people. So if this feels more like your energy, I totally understand that. But right now for you, it doesn't feel like this is closed out. So you just seem to be hurt. And the 6 of Cups, waiting maybe possibly to see if this person's going to come back. If you're not, that's okay. You don't have to scream at me in the comments. All right. So let's look at the Romance Angels. Yes, I'm a little short today, and I'm sorry, guys. It's not you. I've dealt with a lot of really negative energy lately, and I'm doing my best to clear it, and it can be tough sometimes. So that tends to come out in the readings. To be honest with you, it gives me better clarity. So it's not personal. When I get like that, it's just getting a little tired of, what this brings to the table. You guys have no idea what it's like to be a reader unless you are one. So it can be really tough. So let's not make this about me. This is about you. Engagement, let go of control issues, and reconciliation. And then we have unrequited love. And then children. Your love life could be affected by children, could very possibly. So you may be feeling right now like this person doesn't feel the same as you. It's very possible. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. I hate to say that because that hurts. But it does kind of feel like your person, for some of you, has turned their back and they may not feel the same way, maybe not right now because they're so focused on themselves. And then we have engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. The others of you, this is the exact opposite message. It's saying that you could be in a long-term relationship and it may lead there, or it's what you want from that relationship. And you may fear that the person doesn't feel the same way you do about long-term happiness. Letting go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally, I think, is the greatest advice ever. Because if it's meant to be, it will be. We can't force somebody into anything. We know that. So maybe it's them trying to force you. Could be the opposite, like I said. And then we have reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Is this possible? Absolutely. Like I said, most people don't want somebody from the past. But if you do, it could be a possibility. I don't make promises that anyone's going to show back up. Right now, this person is too focused on themselves. So right now, I'd say anything is possible, but I wouldn't bet on them for sure coming back because I don't want to give anybody false hope. All right. Let's get a possible outcome for you, even though we have the reconciliation, because I want to see what energies show up. This is for Aries. The possible outcome, please. So we have Judgment in reverse. Okay, so this is going through a major transformation, getting through some tough emotional stuff. And then I do feel like somebody is ultimately going to decide to walk away. And I don't mean to be depressing, guys. The cards are the cards. I have to read them the way they come out. Something's going through a major transformation. So it's about putting the sadness of this behind, leaving any emotional baggage in the past. If there was something that happened between the two of you that created chaos or problems and you're still together, it's leaving the emotional stuff in the past. If it's been transformed, let it go. If this is needing to walk away from something that's, if somebody's walked away from you, it's time to release that emotional baggage and walk away from it and not sit around waiting for somebody to come back around if they're not coming back around. All right. So let's get the Lover's Oracle. This is for Aries. All right, so we have close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. I love that. And then we have freedom. There's nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. This is very in line with your reading. And then we have healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. Healing a relationship does not always mean that we're going to be in that relationship. Healing a soul relationship is very different. Now, I know a lot of people like to watch tarot because you just kind of want to get an idea of like either a psychic or a reading telling you, what's going to happen in your relationship. But it's so much more than that. It's about the soul connections that you have with people and why those relationships were in your life. So if you're doing it for just that reason, I understand, but it's not going to make as much sense if you don't realize why that relationship had to happen for you. Okay, so let's look at the wisdom of the oracle. I'm about healing and not repeating old cycles, so that's just where I come from. All right, so we have time for a nap. Remember I said take that time for yourself, clean it up, to the sea, thinker, and yin. So there's some need for a balance with the masculine and feminine energies. We have time for a nap. Yes, take a rest. I can't say it enough, and I just keep imagining somebody sitting with a bowl of popcorn and like some Twizzlers and having your own little movie night. So it is just time for you to retreat and take that time for yourself. It's about balance. It's 6. So then we have 3, which is clean it up. Like get rid of all that old debris. Clean it all out, release it, let it go. It's no longer serving you. And then we have to the sea. This is to me about going with the flow, which can also be tough at times if we're, going through these emotional roller coasters. But I think you can take a deep breath and realize that things do ebb and flow. And that, yes, we're going to have some tougher times. And yes, there are some really good times. And just kind of find that balance in the ups and the downs. And then we have thinker. So, yes, we've talked about that. Your whole reading is very much about your mental energy. So you've been in your head a lot. Now, this is 44. I love this. You have a lot of 4s showing up, which to me is about stability. It's going to be about possibly having some money come in or something that's going to create a sense of okay, where you can take a break if you felt like you haven't been able to. All right, my loves, I hope this helped. Thank you so much for being with me to the end. If you are, thank you for all your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. I so appreciate all of you. The information for the personal readings is in the description box below. I hope you have a beautiful 10 days, and I'll see you in the next one. Lots of love. Take care.